All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game. This game is going to be between, well, let me get it up here, KnOfF and Verdi, taking place here on Springtime version 1.3. Still trying to get some of these settings out there, and I do thank you for your patience. I'm reading the comments, and yes, audio issues seem to be plaguing me quite a bit, but then again, this time around, yeah. Let me check something real quick. Yeah, all right. Then again, this time around, there's a lot more going on. Patches because it's a new computer, drivers being installed, and then, well, um, my what's it called? My my computer changing my settings. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down here in this 1v1 matchup. What can we be expecting to see here as Verdi looking to open things up with, well, Paladin Rifle. Hey, Orc Bicep, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. However you may be watching, however you may be listening, so glad that you are here as this game gets underway. All right, trying to have the right amount of volume and all of that going on during the game. Hopefully you guys can hear me. And if you can't, well, let me know. All right, so Orc going for a very fast lumber or war mill here, meaning headhunters are going to be trained up primarily. There is this Farseer too. There is this barracks as well. So interesting build. At first I thought it might be a fast tech to tier 2 with the Farseer. Instead, really going for those headhunters. Headhunters have been well, given new life as of late, and well, with that new chance on life in the meta, we're seeing a lot more of them 20 years after the game's initial release. So glad everyone well, is stopping on by. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subs. All of it does definitely help support the channel. And yeah, everything does definitely support the channel. Was able to save up slowly over a couple of years to grab a new computer, and hopefully we don't see any more of those asset loading issues, such as the Breath of Fire or the green chroma key rings of protection. And I think it may have. Oh, what is this? Verdi. Okay, based on the build, I had just naturally thought that, you know what, Verdi is going to be going for that very classic rifleman build, and this is not the case. Instead, he is going Beastmaster first, and not even bothering to get the boar or the quill beast first, actually going for the bear. The bear is a little bit of a tanky unit, already 600 hit points, 19 to 21 damage, so essentially a grunt at this point and stage in the game. Farseer being forced to retreat back here. Meanwhile, Militia has cleared out of this expansion here. It looks as though this footman may be low on life. There is that, well, a footman now going to try and engage. Oh, and no, footman should not be engaged. I'm going to see a deny there. Yes, we do. Nicely done by Verdi, as the bears do deal 19 to 21 damage of normal damage. All right, it looks as though the Spirit Wolves are going to be able to run along inside here. Verdi has to be very careful that he doesn't allow any other units to come across here. We are getting up a little bit of fighting. Another militia could end up getting taken down there. That militia trying to back away. Is he going to be able to survive? No, and there is that resummon canceling by the Orc. Nice play once again. Headhunters doing a little bit of poking, trying to play that little bit of a distance game again, as the footmen putting pressure back. All right, thank you for all of you guys. Yeah, and thank you for KnOfF Lover who subbed yesterday, even though I wasn't streaming. So getting some subs, getting some follows on my channels, even when I am not streaming, definitely does help and support everything that is going on here. All right, level 2 now on the Beastmaster. He is going to be going for that Quill Beast, but what is going to be a difficult path, though, is that Verdi is going to find himself low on mana constantly. The Beastmaster summons up units, those Quill Beasts, those bears, but at the same time, in the same way, without having access to Brilliance Aura for the human army, normally, well, the Beastmaster finds himself low on mana. It works with Night Elves because of that Moonwell strategy, but in this instance, Clarity Potions may be purchased a lot. All right, there goes another wolf there. Footman trying to fight back here. Is this footman going to end up going to get taken down? It looks like no, he is not. It is going to be a resummoning of those spirit wolves. All right, coming back on through. Let's see how all of this will be unfolding. Wolves trying to retreat back here once more. Yep. The Wolves trying to retreat back once more. Healing salves onto some of those units, and the Beastmaster not caring about anything here, trying to clear out a creep camp while he's getting targeted and focused down. We see a gift wrap footman here, but the footmen do have defend, so they are able to reflect back a little bit of that damage and will greatly take reduced damage. However, the militia not going to be nearly as lucky as the footmen trying to finish off the Sasquatch here and perhaps this last troll priest. Ring of Protection +3 going to get picked up here as we see a Fire Lord as the follow-up hero. All right, so Fire Lord, so both sides having lots of summons. We're going to see the Lava Spawn having a little bit of problems. He's going to get bashed in by that bear, that Raging Bear dealing big damage. Also remember that Raging Bear does deal it does have 900 hit points. Low hit point footman, is he going to get taken down? It looks as, well, no, Headhunter able to retreat back ever so barely. There's a footman who wants to try and deal a little bit of departing damage onto that Headhunter, but that Headhunter looks like he'll be able to get away. Resummoning up some Spirit Wolves. A Grunt going to be joining in on the battle. Going to try and retreat back. Now there's that Scroll of Speed. A tactical retreat is being called as those units back up. Level 1, going up against a level 3 Beastmaster here. As I mentioned, the Beastmaster is low on mana. Needs to get an Arcane Vault or something going. Building up a Town Hall first. So Verdi going for that Town Hall first, trying to set up set up that economic advantage. We are only at tier 1 after all this time, so this isn't even a fast expansion by any stretch of the imagination. This is just Verdi taking his sweet time, as the Orc player KnOfF is already, well, he's already sitting at tier 2 with 2 heroes. Now, things can be done here. We're going to see another, well, Quilby's getting taken out. Perhaps some healing salves onto that Grunt as well. Farseer, Fire Lord, Clarity Potions perhaps, trying to summon up some additional units. Farseer going to be in that front line spot, absorbing a little bit of damage here. We can see that the Beastmaster going to try and return the Creep Jack favor, as we now see him coming across here. Footman, a lot of footmen here. Beastmaster trying to retreat back here. Does have a Ring of Protection +3. Should be fairly strong. What is this footman doing? Not very much. We see some defend as the Farseer now gets up to level 2. All right, more important than Chain Lightning right now is the fact that that Farseer is going to have a little bit more mana. Beastmaster getting actually summoning up the Raging Bear in the wrong direction. Are we going to see the death of a Lava Spawn? Yes, we are. Death of a Lava Spawn as the Beastmaster may be forced to try and retreat back out. The bash on that Raging Bear, though, however, quite powerful, especially when hitting those Raiders that only have medium armor. There goes an ensnared Grunt, and that could be rather problematic. Gift-wrapped Grunt right there. Are we going to see some more damage? Are we going to see a bash there? No, no bash on the Raider, but a big chunk of damage gone here, and difficult to actually tell which bear is who, unless you see that red stripe along the back, as we see another gift-wrapped unit. All right, so Raider able to get in an ensnare right there. Low hit point Raider trying to retreat back. Are we going to see the Farseer try and save here? Yes, it is going to try and save. No healing salves, though, as the unit's all retreating back. That Raging Bear does move rather quickly. Wow, didn't expect the bear to be a fast-moving unit, as the Spirit Walker now comes around. Are we going to perhaps see some disenchants to try and deal with all of those summons? Arcane Vault quickly getting canceled right there. We're looking at a Scout Tower, Arcane Tower, trying to offer a little bit of defense, but that Arcane Vault is really going to be needed. Verdi is spending a lot of gold just, well, towering up his bases. And in WarCraft 3, if you tower up a little bit too much, well, you have too much invested in defense and not enough to try and clear out creep camps. We're going to see, well, perhaps the Farseer and the Fire Lord get to level 3 quickly and then close out on that hero level advantage. That's really what needs to be done right now. Figure out a way to clear out creep camps, get additional gold from those creeps, get powerful items. No, instead, opting to try and put pressure onto the bases here, but with those so many towers, it just looks like a poor use of time. All right, Beastmaster, Clarity Potion, Scroll of Regeneration used here. Beastmaster trying to retreat all the way back. There goes an Ensnare, and now perhaps going to summon up a new bear here. Raging Bear, well, 500 damage already. Units trying to retreat back here, and towers could be coming across as well. All right, in comes some damage here. Raiders going to try to poke. We are looking at Watchtowers now going to get summoned up. So it's tower versus tower. 45 supply compared to 46. Army size of the Orc significantly larger, 34 compared to 11. There is mainly just workers for Verdi, as we're looking at this Watchtower slowly get poked apart here. All right, remember those summons do not count towards supply, as the Beastmaster getting closer and closer to level 4. There you have it. Now level 4, going to go ahead and summon up a level 2 Quill Beast and perhaps try and back away. Arcane Vault is there. Raider going to try and perhaps get another Ensnare. Is there another Arcane Vault? No, a second barracks trying to be established, as the Raiders may be forced to try and retreat back here. Watchtowers are nearing completion. This is incredibly important. Raider gets in an Ensnare right there. Quill Beast, is it going to get taken out here? Quill Beast trying to go after the Raider. Who's going to win? The Quill Beast with the Frenzy, actually able to win out on that battle and now try to retreat back here. Fire Lord, all right, Lava Spawn going to try to dive in. This is actually a tough spot to be in, as we see the Watchtower now completed. We should be looking at some repairs from these peons. There is some Spirit Link as well, as the Watchtowers are now completed. All right, so bringing the fight to Verdi here with Watchtowers, and now trying to shut down this expansion. Tech to tier 2, about 2/3 of the way done. There's this Arcane Vault that I said needed to be built earlier. So many peasants on lumber. You can see how quickly that one building was built right there. All right, still more poking. Demolishers joining in on the fight too. You're going to see this Arcane Vault about to get destroyed. And with that, a lot of that home field advantage could be lost. All right, one Demolisher there, a second Demolisher being brought up from the rear as well. We're getting more Raiders, a third Demolisher, and we are looking at 46 supply compared to 52. Verdi finally starting to build up a little bit larger of an army, but still has 32 workers. Way too many workers, unless he's trying to take up a third base too. Level 3 on the Fire Lord now. Level 2 Lava Spawn may be forced to try and retreat back here. There's going to be Death of a Footman. There's level 3 on the Farseer now. Level 2 Spirit Wolves are going to be off on the table, as the Demolisher are putting pressure here. All right, Scroll of Town Portal inbound. Peons are all here. Are they going to try and repair? That is the question. And here we are. Here we go. Scroll of Town Portal, straight up militia. Scroll of Town Portal now to try and take down all of these Watchtowers. All right, big damage overall. Spirit Wolves trying to get summoned up. Demolishers are in the back position. They're going to be able to lob. Are we going to see some repairs on these peons? Yes, the peons are just naturally trying to repair here, as we're looking at more damage raging on through. All right, peons trying to repair. We are at, well, 200 hit points and dropping on this Watchtower. And, well, that's one way to clear up your militia supply or your peasant supply, bring them into the battle. Many of them are going to get cleaned up right here, as this town hall is, well, holding steady at 700 hit points, even though it's, well, it is being repaired by currently 4 peasants. All right, a little bit too many peasants on the gold mine as well. Beastmaster trying to do a little bit of a retreat back here, as well as we're looking at 3 Demolishers, while trying to live up to their name and take down this town hall. All right. Farseer continuing to put into pressure here. Rifleman trying to join in on the battle. We're looking at the Rifleman with that, well, improved range, but is it going to be enough, as more militia being called over still? Spirit Walkers, plenty of Spirit Link to be had. We're looking at the peons being brought over to try and repair. This one Demolisher getting a lot of taking a lot of damage from these Riflemen. The Riflemen, however, trying to dive in here may be a little bit painful as well, as we see a Chain Lightning to try and keep the Demolisher alive here. Peons still repairing, as the Farseer now gets up to level 4. We're going to see another Rifleman get taken down. Dual level up. Dual level 4 heroes going up against a Beastmaster who is nearly at level 5. The Demolishers, all 3 of them still staying strong. Repairs underway by Verdi, but it's going to be at some point, sometime, this town hall should end up cracking, unless those Demolishers are taken down. All right, more damage here. We're going to be looking at another denied Rifleman again. Dual level 4 heroes, Fire Lord Farseer, the Spirit Bear, able to blink and perhaps dive in on the Demolisher, but the peons being brought over to try and stay alive again. More repairs underway. Another, well, rifleman getting denied. That Beastmaster, well, taking down so many of his own units to try and deny a bit of experience. We see the Spirit Walker now in the ethereal form to try and prevent any focus fire from those riflemen, as the Beastmaster here summons up a new well, bear. All right, Demolisher, is it going to be able to get enough damage down? We're seeing that damage getting lobbed over and over, and now holding steady at 200 hit points. This one town hall looks like it was about to fall earlier, but no, the Beastmaster, oh no, can't say. Holding steady at 50, no, climbing back up to 200 again, as the Demolishers, well, all getting cleaned up. All right, so Verdi somehow able to come back over the top, finish off all 3 Demolishers, all the peasants, and able to repair nicely. Level 2 masonry upgrade perhaps would be a good bet as well, as we're looking at constant denial. 37 supply compared to 36. Army sizes are starting to get closer and closer. Beastmaster is sitting at level 5 right now, and actually nearly halfway to level 6. This is going to come at a really weird spot. And yes, we are going to get experience from these towers too. So the Beastmaster gets a little bit more experience there, as the Quill Beast now trying to back away. Are we going to be looking at Thunder Lizards? So that is a probable question, as well as the Riflemen now make their way over to the top right. All right, Beastmaster continuing to try and hold the line here. This Arcane Vault, he really needs it in order to get a little bit more mana going. Currently sitting at 95. We're going to see the Ensnare prevent him, or disrupt that Clarity Potion. Needs to buy another, perhaps buying a Potion of Mana. There is a Spirit Bear there joining in on the battle. Spirit Link trying to keep all the units alive. Fire Lord, Potion of Greater Healing was transferred, but not used in time. Farseer could be in trouble, down to 119 hit points. He's going to try to back away. Wow, the Blinking Spirit Bear nearly dove on that Farseer, bashed it in, and then nearly finished off that level 4 Farseer, which would have given level 5 on this Beastmaster, or level 6. Speaking of level 6 on the Beastmaster may just be able to get there off of a peon, and now with level 6, gonna have access to level 3 Quill Beasts. That is the option. Level 3 Quill Beasts, that's gonna be some very powerful summons if that Beastmaster can maintain some mana. All right, Paladin going to be joining in on the fight here. Scroll of Regeneration. There's a Clarity Potion. No Potion of Mana, as the units are going to try and engage here. Spirit Bear down to 700 hit points. Another bear, well, trying to get summoned up here. Voodoo Lounge going to get finished off. Is the Spirit Bear going to blink away? Chain Lightning bouncing around across multiple targets. Are we going to see a Blinking Bear onto that Farseer? All right, so Blinking Spirit Bear, no bash there. That Spirit Bear, remember, that is a very fast-moving bear. He can really close in on that distance. Dive in, and oh, he's going to get a bash. Yes, he got a bash. Farseer could be in trouble, down to 127 hit points, trying to retreat away. All right, Spirit Bear, that bash needs a little bit more time. If he can get that bash again, it could be absolutely problematic, as the bear is just trying to get in position here. Farseer does have Spirit Link. There's a blink. Is it going to be a bash? No, that is just a normal attack again, as the Footmen and the Riflemen are trying to offer a little bit of protection. Paladin, well, quickly trained and then lost here. Dual bears. All right, so 2 bears now perhaps going to try and go after these targets again. Going after some of the Riflemen or Footmen could be viable. There's a blink onto the Farseer. Farseer trying to make its way back down, as the Raiders are perhaps going to try to come across and get in some. Well, there's a bash. Are we going to see another bash? No, we do not. There's some disenchant, but at 1,200 hit points, those bears are not being disenchanted easily. All right. A Rifleman going to get cleaned up. 39 supply compared to 40. We're going to be looking at a dead Raider right there. Rifleman trying to finish off some of these Spirit Walkers, going into the ethereal form now. Farseer is currently invisible. That's how he's going to stay alive while still being in the battle and slowly getting healed. All right, low hit point Raider gets finished off again. Beastmaster halfway to level 7 now. We're looking at a couple of ensnared. There's some chain lightning bouncing around. Paladin shows up to the party. Perhaps he's going to try to holy light some of these units, as the Farseer, down to 142 hit points, uses an invul potion. Potion of Greater Healing getting transferred back to the Farseer. There's a chain lightning bouncing around again. Paladin trying to, well, heal up more units, but Paladin doesn't have that much mana, and neither does the Beastmaster. Once the Beastmaster, well, loses all of his companions, he is not able to, well, really dish out all of that damage. He had to use heal scrolls. Great casting, thanks. Coming back around. Beastmaster going to continue to engage again. Long, drawn-out battles going back and forth. Verdi with, well, the economic advantage, but now hero-level advantage, I would say, belongs to the Orc with that Firelord blinking from that Spirit Bear. The Firelord trying to get away, down to 135 hit points. Is it going to be able to get away? And it looks like it is going to be able to do exactly that. Meanwhile, Rifleman trying to shake off some of that damage. However, friendly fire to deny experience again as that Farseer sits at level 5 still. There. Looks like he's going to be able... Nope. Is he going to be able to get that last bit of damage? Quill Beast gets the final shot off here. Are we going to see damage onto this Spirit Walker? Spirit Walker down to 312 hit points. There goes into the ethereal form. Mid-swing onto that bear, and the Spirit Bear now trying to catch up again. So, lots of damage going back and forth. Paladin halfway to level 2 now. There is so many creep camps available on the map right now. And, well, Verdi sitting on 1,100, well, sitting in no upkeep. And how is this all going to go down? This big Spirit Bear perhaps going to be tanking a lot of that damage. Paladin, well, can easily heal up this bear if needed. Going to get up to level 2. Opts for Devotion Aura. So, Paladin Rifle with the Beastmaster first. Not your typical Paladin Rifle, but as we now see Verdi going into Griffins. Oh, Griffins could have become a problem, but no, we do see the reinforced defenses on those Orc burrows already. Obviously the case because Watchtowers had them earlier, if I remember and keep track of everything. Off to the north here, we are getting up an Expo. Great Hall is going to take a little bit of time. Don't have a tiny Great Hall because we are only at Stronghold and not at Fortress. All right. Farseer coming back across here. We're going to see a little bit of damage. Are the Griffins going to go straight after those? Yeah, those Shadow Wolves can take a lot of damage from those Griffins. So the Griffins are going to have a pretty easy time here. Rifleman going to continue the battle. There goes another Lava Spawn. There's level 3 now on the Paladin. Level 2 Holy Light is going to be available. We're going to see that low hit point Grunt get taken down quickly, but Chain Lightning also bouncing around as well. There goes a couple of ensnares onto the Griffin Riders. Griffin Riders brought down by those Raiders. And now, what's going to go down here? 60 supply compared to 30 as Verdi finally taking the big supply lead with that larger army. 16 workers, still has plenty of lumber. There goes another Spirit Walker. Spirit Walkers can no longer go into the ethereal form to try to get away as, well, magic damage from the Griffins. So ethereal form, actually a bit of an issue, and Verdi hangs on long enough to come away with the victory. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below. Here are the final scores.